Hey guys, today I have another super easy tutorial for you on how to hem your own chiffon gown. If you have a dance coming up, or you're going to be a bridesmaid in a wedding, or you just have a dress that you need to hem and you feel like you want to do it yourself, or you're trying to save some money, then this tutorial is for you. It's not hard to hem your own gown, it just takes a little bit of practice. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so once I have my hem pinned in where I want it to be, I'll mark the fold line all the way around in chalk, then take out the pins. I'm going to use these marks as a guide to fold the fabric. The hem will end up being just a 1/4 inch shorter than this line, so if that bothers you, just mark a little bit lower on the fabric instead of right on the fold. Make sure when you're marking, you use a marking chalk or pen that comes out of fabric. I'm using a steam away chalk that I'll link to in the description. These light, airy fabrics will snag and get pulled super easily, so use a needle for delicate fabrics and make sure it's fresh and hasn't been used before. Using the chalk as a guideline, I'm going to fold the fabric over and start stitching. I use the right inside edge of my presser foot as a guide. The fabric will act as its own guide between marks. Don't pull too hard in either direction and let the fabric feed right through. If you aren't comfortable following your markings, you can also iron the hem all the way around using your marks and just follow the crease you created. Something really important to note is that chiffon in particular tends to shrink up a little bit if you cut a lot off. So if you're cutting a significant amount of length off, say more than 3 or 6 inches, I'd recommend running your first line of stitches a little lower on the hem and then trying the dress on before you cut anything. After the first line of stitching is done, you need to trim the excess off. Try and get as close as you can without cutting your stitches, and be careful not to cut the fabric underneath. I recommend using snips for this part. I only use my regular scissors because somehow I lost all 4 pairs of my snips. Once you've cut off the extra, you'll just roll your first hem over and top stitch close to the edge. Now I'm going to use the left inside edge of my presser foot as a guide. Doing this encases the raw edge of the fabric and will keep it from ever fraying. And there we go! The extra line of stitches we made in the first step aren't visible from the outside, leaving a clean and polished finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If it helped you, please like my video or leave me a comment suggesting other tutorials I could do. Thanks so much for watching.